Good afternoon, everyone. This is Madeline Carillo Berhami speaking. Today, our group, which is Group 2, are going to tackle the lesson which is all about media literacy in the new normal way. What is media literacy? Media literacy involves understanding the many ways that information is produced and distributed. The forms of media have exploded in the last decade, and new media arrive every day. Students' use of media has far outstripped educational use, and students will continue to adopt new media long before teachers can create curricula about it. It is no longer enough to teach students how books, periodicals, and TV shows work. Students need to learn how to critically analyze and evaluate messages coming to them through any medium. Media are powerful forces in the lives of youth. Music, TV, video games, magazines, and other media all have a strong influence on how we see the world, an influence that begins in infancy. To be engaged and critical media consumers, kids need to develop skills and habits of media literacy. These skills include being able to access media on a basic level, to analyze it in a critical way based on certain key concepts, to evaluate it based on that analysis, and finally, to produce media oneself. This process of learning media literacy skills is media education. What is media education? Media education is the process through which individuals become media literate, able to critically understand the nature, techniques, and impacts of media messages and productions. Media education acknowledges and builds on the positive, creative, and pleasurable dimensions of popular culture. It incorporates production of media texts and critical thinking about media to help us navigate through an increasingly complex media landscape. That landscape includes not only traditional and digital media, but also popular culture texts such as toys, fads, fashion, shopping malls, and theme parks. Teachers don't have to be media experts to incorporate media education in the classroom because it is all about asking questions. For examples, who is the audience of a media production and why? From whose perspective is a story being told? How do the unique elements and codes of a specific genre affect what we see, hear, or read? How might different audiences interpret the same media production? Because media issues are complex and often contradictory, the educator's role isn't to impart knowledge, but to facilitate the process of inquiry. Media literacy with critical thinking, reflection, and ethical behavior at its core is a key part of what it means to be educated in today's world. Why teach media literacy? Here are 10 good reasons why to teach media literacy. First, media literacy encourages young people to question, evaluate, understand, and appreciate their multimedia culture. It teaches them to become active, engaged media consumers and users. Second, media education brings the world into the classroom, giving immediacy and relevance to traditional subjects such as history, English, health, civics, and the creative arts. It serves as a perfect bridge for subject integration and interdisciplinary studies. Third, media education embodies and furthers current pedagogy, which emphasizes student centered learning, the recognition of multiple intelligences, and the analysis and management rather than just the simple storing of information. Fourth, media education is grounded in the sound pedagogical approach of starting learning where kids are at. The media, music, comics, television, video games, the internet, and even ads are a part of life that all kids enjoy. Media create a shared environment and are therefore catalysts for learning. Fifth, media education encourages young people to use multimedia tools creatively, a strategy that contributes to understanding by doing and prepares them for a workforce that increasingly demands the use of sophisticated forms of communication. Sixth, in a society concerned about growing youth apathy to the political process, media education engages young people in real world issues. It helps young people to see themselves as active citizens and potential contributions to public debate. Seventh, in a diverse and pluralistic society, the study of media helps youth understand how media portrayals can influence how we view different groups in society. It deepens young people's understanding of diversity, identity, and difference. Eighth, media literacy helps young people's personal growth and social development by exploring the connections between popular culture, music, fashion, television programming, movies, and advertising, and their attitudes, lifestyle, choices, and self image. Ninth, media literacy helps children critique media representation, teaching them to distinguish between reality and fantasy as they compare media violence and real life violence, media heroes and real life heroes, and media role models and real life roles and expectations. And lastly, with most Canadian students turning first to the internet for research, media education is an essential component of information communications technology education, assisting young people in developing critical thinking skills and strategies for optimizing searches, evaluating and authenticating information, and examining issues of plagiarism and copyright. That's all for my part. Thank you and God bless.